Good morning. Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 274 and we're here live in Southwest Florida watching the sunrise over the buildings and the trees to the east. And this is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. It is a very foggy and misty morning today, so a little different than the last few days, which is always fun to have something a little bit different. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know what you're crafting this morning. If you watch the recorded version, please also feel welcome to say hello and ask me any questions. I reply to all of the recorded comments as well. Good morning, Judy. Thanks for joining live. Good morning, Grace. Hi, Cynthia. Thanks for being here, everybody. Hi, Jane. Jane, no, I'm not wearing hoop earrings today. I'm wearing a Celeste earrings from 80 Handmade Gifts. This is done in crochet chains and crochet single crochet. Also extremely easy. Good morning, Moisey. I missed a couple of names. Good morning, Karen. Jane's making the hoop earrings today. Gotcha. Okay, so this is done while holding Be So Sporty bling yarn together. Oh my goodness, look at all the fish jumping right here. Did you see that? Those are bigger fish fighting the smaller fish to eat them. Oh, is that exciting, huh? Oh yeah, there's a bigger fish. Oh, he needs to get back in the water. Get back in the water, buddy. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. Yes, he made it back in the water. Okay, good. I would have given him a push if I needed to. Good morning, Linda. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, wouldn't that be great if the dolphins came in now too? So the fish being eaten were about this big, and the fish eating them were about this big, and boy, was that exciting. So that was worth being quiet for a couple minutes to see something exciting going on in nature. There's some birds curious and watching too. So another fight going on there. Yeah, bring on the dolphins. Wouldn't that be great? It could happen. Were any of you here? Does anybody remember the day that the dolphin did charge the shore going after the fish? That was really a cool day here at the beach. Yes, Grace, you never know what to expect on the beach. Absolutely. Grace, you do remember that day. That was exciting. So for those of you who weren't here, it's probably 100 episodes ago or so. Yeah, at least 100 episodes ago. There was a dolphin that charged the shore for going after fish, and he came within 10 feet of the shore, which means for the size of the dolphin, the water was more almost the same shallow. He almost got stuck is what I'm trying to say, but he was going so fast that his momentum carried him through, and it was a spectacular scene, and he did it a couple of times, and then and I recorded the whole thing, and at the end we thought for sure the fish was going to be eaten, and in the end the fish found a way out, and he went off that way to the south, and we watched the dolphin and the fish chase off that way. Don't know if he survived or not, but he survived while he was within our vision, our eyesight, our eye range. So, Lily, yeah, my earrings do match my top. This is one of those tops from my Amazon shop. It has the kimono sleeves and ties at the waist. I bought a bunch of them and I have them listed in my Amazon shop. So if you're interested in seeing this one or some of the other prints, it's at amazon.com/shop/Kristin Omdahl. And so back to the earrings. This is holding two yarns together. We've got a strand of Be So Sporty bling with a strand of Be So Dazzling yarn in silver. And so with the silver thread in the bamboo yarn that's hand dyed, combined with the sequins in the Be So Dazzling yarn, it really makes for a sparkly earring. But like we've talked about before, it's a big earring, but it's light as a feather. So those of us who have not so strong earring holes in our ears anymore, we can still wear big earrings. If you don't have that issue, obviously it's no big deal to you at all. But for those of you like me that need really light earrings, it's a great way to still be able to wear big earrings and keep them light. Thank you, Cynthia. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for joining live. So these are called the Celeste earrings, and they are one of the patterns in my brand new book, 80 Handmade Gifts. Good morning, Diane. Thanks for joining live. So if you're interested in 80 Handmade Gifts, there's a link to it in the video description. You can find it on my website, in Amazon, around the world, and also in Kindle and ebook. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Christine. Thanks, Lisa. I love the bling too. All right, and then I brought a couple of sneak peeks to show you today, and if we have time, a sewing segment. Thank you, Jai. I'm glad you like them. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining live. Does anybody have any questions about these before I move forward? If you have any questions about construction or the yarns or what have you, or the size, or anything at all, before I move on to another segment, I will wait and see if there's any questions. And continue to say hi if I can. Hi, Joe. Hi, Connie. Brenda's book will be there Monday. I think Sherry said hers will be there Thursday. Wonderful. Very good. I sent out a ton of books over the weekend. I've spent a lot of hours signing and wrapping books. Even got a little help from Marlon, which was awesome. Hi, Naomi. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Patsy. Thanks for joining live. Grace will be there on Thursday. Wonderful. You know, it was a bummer that Monday was a holiday. Otherwise, they would be there even sooner. Joe tried to make these earrings this weekend. Wonderful, or did make them. Not sure how she said that. Okay, so time for a sneak peek. I told you that I've been working on the Crochet Encyclopedia for a while now, and it's going to be a volume of books. Each book, not sure if I'll release one at a time or a couple, probably release the first one by itself, but it's going to have a whole lot of information. Good morning, Edna. It's going to have a whole lot of information on learning how to crochet in each volume, and it'll make more sense when I can explain it more fully. But after doing some brainstorming last week, and I decided it probably needed a couple of patterns in it as well, kind of like some of the other resource books I've written before, like The Finer Edge and Knitting Outside the Swatch and Seamless Crochet were all resource style books, and they had all the resources in the front of the book, and then there were a few patterns tying in those resources afterwards. Not sure if I remembered all of my resource books, but anyway, so this is going to be way more comprehensive as far as a resource and a learning tool, but I felt like it still needed a couple of patterns. So there's going to be 7 patterns in the book, and I'm already up to number 4, so I can show you a sneak peek of the first 3 and a progress photo of the 4th. So without further ado, this is the first one, a simple single crochet cowl done in Be So Cozy yarn, and how gorgeous is that color of the hand-dyed yarn. This is Be So Cozy worsted weight yarn in which is a blend of American merino wool and bamboo. Yeah, turned out very pretty. I absolutely love the colors, and I love the way the color moved within this pattern. Then the next piece I want to show you is a shawl that I made in Be So Tender yarn, and I used 3 colors and then finished it with a beautiful little bobble edging. Super simple. So that will be the second pattern for the book. And then the third pattern that is finished for the book is a baby blanket in a gingham check. How cutie are those little gingham checks? So these squares are joined with slip stitch as you go, and what it does is it gives you this raised texture in between the motifs. And if you haven't done slip stitch joining in motifs before, like I know we do that with the lace motifs, right? We do a chain 2, slip stitch to the chain 5 space in the adjacent motif and chain 2. But when you have a solid edge, like in a solid square like this, If you slip stitch in each adjacent stitch on the adjacent motif, you end up having this gorgeous raised edge, and it's just so pretty, and something that I have always loved, and it's a lot easier to me than sewing everything together at the end, and maybe it'll show up better on a one color item. So I wanted to show you that I'm also, so that's the third finished piece for the book. The fourth project for the book is going to be a bag in hexagon motifs. And these hexagons are joined in the same way, and hopefully you can see. Now none of this is blocked, so it's a little bit hard to see the texture, but these ones are joined in the same way. Oh, did I mention the yarn? So this is Be So Baby yarn. Oh, see, I'll go back. This is Be So Tender yarn in colors Ultraviolet, Cobalt, and Lagoon. Then this is Be So Baby yarn in Snowflake, Prince, and Navy. And then this one is Be So Fine yarn, and that's colorway Kelly, which is a beautiful hand-dyed raspberry color. I'm getting bug bites on my face. Anyway, so these motifs are joined with slip stitch technique, just like the square in the baby blanket, and you can see they're going to create this beautiful ridged edge where they're joined, which is subtle but beautiful, and we'll have a solid fabric when we're done. So this will end up being a bag, and I'm making those motifs as I go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 3 done, 1 partially done. That's 4, so then there'll be only 3 more projects to go. After that, photography for those in the swatches. The layout's almost done, so we're pretty close to the editing process for the first volume of encyclopedias, so yay! And then as the photos for the projects and the swatches get done, I will be able to hopefully get inspired to do a cover shoot. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. I have a vision in my head for how I want the cover to be, so I don't think it'll be difficult, but I will have to either have photos from the book to do it, or I will have to do the photo in my head during the photo shoot. So I'll hopefully be doing the cover photo shoot along with all of the interior photos on that photo shoot day. So we're definitely getting there, definitely getting there. So as you know, I've been super busy doing what do you call it, shipping over the weekend in the last few days. So I have not had time to work on these projects. So these have all been done in the parking lot during, while waiting for Marlin every day for the last week or so. So these have all been things that I have fit into an already busy schedule, which I think is pretty awesome, because it just goes to show you that if you just keep working towards a goal, even with baby steps, you will eventually have something to show for it. And this is definitely proof, because this baby blanket, the baby blanket, and the shawl, and the cowl, and the bag, I did not have full days to dedicate to do this, and I did not want to give up on the project. So like I said, if I had a half hour to sit in the car, or I had a half hour while I was waiting for dinner to finish cooking, or I was waiting on laundry in the dryer, those are the times that I picked up these projects and kept at them. And so I just feel like it's a good example of not giving up on your goals. Even when you don't know how you're going to get them done, you just keep clicking at them. Just baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. And that's how you do it. Lisa has the Kelly yarn. Wonderful. Thank you, Grace. Thank you. I love being able to show real world examples of, you know, we see lots of motivational quotes online, and I know I get super inspired by them too, but sometimes you need to see real world applications of motivational quotes, or they get lost or they get forgotten. And the only way to really make something stick in your brain is to have a real world application of it. Not the only way, but one of the most effective ways. So I felt like this was a good example of showing you that if you just do little baby steps, you will work towards those goals, even when you think there's no way to do it. So that's that. So that's my sneak peek. So obviously these patterns aren't ready. They will be available soonish, but I thought it was fun to show you guys because I'm super excited, and I know it's fun when we can all be excited together. And I do get, sometimes I love when I get feedback from you guys too, because it helps me course correct and work on things in the right way. What was I going to say about that? Don't know. So anyway, we're ready for our sewing segments. We still have time. Okay, that's a good point, Audrey. That is how most people knit and crochet. I happen to work in that as a business, so sometimes I get big chunks of time, but you're right, most people don't get big chunks of time. That is a very good point. Very good point. So one of the next silly segments that I wanted to do was to see if we could knit and crochet with licorice laces. And if you would like to try this at home, I have shared a link in my Amazon shop for licorice laces that I found on Amazon. And I bought this 2-pound, I think it's 2-pound bag of them for about $14, I think. And they came pretty long. So this is one end and this is the other end. So it's about 3 feet long, and I'm going to start by trying to crochet with it. So I brought a size K 10.5 or 6.5 millimeter crochet hook, and we're going to start with, I think we're going to start with a slip knot for this one. So we'll start with a slip knot, and we're going to try crocheting, and I think this one's going to work. Yes, it is going to work. So here's what I think will be really awesome about this. Not only could you do it, and it's silly, but let's think of ways that you could legit want to do this. What about if you're making cupcakes and you want to decorate them with edible flowers on top? So what I've done so far is a chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's slip stitch back into our starting chain. The slip knot's going to be a bit of a problem until the, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a problem. I might not do a slip knot next time. So we'll chain 5 again. And this may be too big for a flower, so let's see. I might only get 3 petals. I'm not even going to get 3 petals. So I'm not even going to get 3 petals going with a chain 5. So let's try another one, as long as we're doing this. We might even need to do each petal separately, but I'm going to try tying it with a square knot since the slip knot didn't work, because I couldn't tighten it, because as you pulled on the laces, it wasn't going to work. Yes, Leanne, this would be great for decorating a cake. So even if you just did the chain, let's just do a full chain to start with. 5, let's see how far we get. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's see if I can get 17. Nope, I'm not going to get 17. So there's 16. So I've got 16 chains here. What you might want to do is try forming a flower. You're still only going to get 2 petals, but here's the other thing that you could do, is if you made little spirals out of them. I think that would be really cute. So let's spiral the tail, and then we'll spiral the chain. And this would be gorgeous as a decoration on a birthday cake or on cupcakes or any sort of thing like that. In fact, I would like to do that. Or you could even write someone's name with these. So there it is as like a little rosette with the chain. Or if you wanted to do letters, you could try writing someone's name in cursive, or you could try writing someone's name in block letters. So you would just form the letters. So let's try an M. Yeah, so there's an M for Marlin. Yeah, write someone's name, absolutely. Yeah, good thing for all of our moderators this morning, huh? That was like a full-blown attack. It looked like it was lots of names even. Anyway, thank goodness for moderators. Yay to everybody helping. I guess so. That was nutsy. All right, so, and then there are other colors too. So you could, if you did a chain in multiple colors. So in this particular package, we have red, yellow, blue, and green. I think you could have a lot of fun with those. And even if you wanted to stick to one color in the 2-pound bag, you get a lot of different, you get a lot of pieces of each of those 4 colors. So if you wanted to do it all in one color too, that would work. One thing that I think would be a good idea is to use your metal crochet hooks for this, just because I think that it would be easier to clean them afterwards. Although I don't feel any sticky residue on the candy, I just think it would be easier to keep these clean. I don't have metal needles with me, so I will try it with my bamboo knitting needles, and I don't think that this will be a problem either. So we'll start by casting on, and we'll try that slip knot, but we're going to have to be really careful with it because tightening too hard will make this break. And I'll start by, we're going to knit into it and see if it'll go onto our needle. Oh yeah, knitting's going to be fine with this too. So I'm doing a knit cast on because I thought that would be easy. So I've got 4 stitches on there. I think an I-cord might be fun. So now I'm going to try knitting across the row. Oh yeah, this is going to be no problem. What might be interesting to see how we can change colors. I don't think that'll be a problem with the candy either. It's not like we're trying to throw this in the washing machine and wear it for years and years. If we don't weave in our tails in a traditional way, it's not going to make a big deal at all. Look at that. We've got some knit stitches. And of course, if you could do this with the crochet too. You could do any stitch. It was very easy to manipulate these laces. I think that would make a great decoration on a cake. You could make a ribbon, like make this strip long enough that you could tie it into a ribbon with tails. That would be cute too. Or if you wanted to make an I-cord with knitting, I think you could do some of the things we talked about with the crochet chain. I'm knitting and crocheting with licorice laces to see if it works. And you know what? It absolutely did work. So here we are 2 for 2 now. Our first silly segment was seeing if we could decorate a hank of yarn with beautiful hair clips that I found on Amazon, and that was a win. We all thought that was super cute. And now knitting and crocheting. Where my other pieces go? Pull out my crochet pieces. And now knitting and crochet with licorice laces is an absolute win. This would be a really wonderful way to incorporate our knit and crochet skills with cake decorating or cupcake decorating, or how about making candy necklaces? How cute would that be? You could make a candy necklace by joining a bunch of these together. That would be so cute. Or making candy bracelets for somebody. In fact, this is the right size for a bracelet. So on a gingerbread house, absolutely. So I'm going to take the crochet chain one that I did, and I'm going to tie it around my wrist. So I've got my 2 tails here, and I'm going to see if I can tie it on my own. Obviously, if you were tying this onto somebody else, it'd be a no-brainer. There we go. I have an instant bracelet. What granddaughter or little girl or little boy wouldn't love having a handful of these on their wrist? Super cute. And what if you found the right kind of candies with holes in them, like lifesavers? What if you used lifesavers as beads on this? That would be absolutely adorable. So any candy that comes with a hole in it, like a lifesaver, would automatically be a bead. So you could make beaded bracelets or beaded necklaces. Super cute. So this is a total win for knitting and for crochet with licorice laces. Yay! Who would have thought? So I love lifesavers too, Kimberly. It would be, you know what, it would be a fun way to incorporate teaching children how to knit and crochet, to teach them how to make their own candy jewelry. That would be so fun. So if you are interested in the actual candy that I found, I posted a link for this in my Amazon shop in the craft folder. So you'd go to amazon.com/shop/Kristin Omdahl, and you could find this in the craft folder. I also have links to the knitting needles and the crochet hooks that I use. I would really like a reason to make cupcakes or a cake or something to do the decorations in my head, but now I think making beaded bracelets would be awesome. You know what, Judy? It's not sticky. It is not sticky. I'm sure it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it has flour on it, but it feels matte like that. It has that matte feeling to it, that like it's been powdered or something. I don't feel the powder, but it has that matte silky finish, and it's not sticky. Keeping them cold would probably be helpful, but this has been at room temperature, and we're now out in the Florida sun. It's about 75 or 76 degrees out here, which is about what I keep my house to. So the heat, that much heat actually has not been a problem at all. It would be interesting to see how heat or cold is affected by it, but at room temperature, this was not sticky and really, really easy to work with. The only problem that I noticed, in case you didn't notice, was that pulling on it made them snap. In fact, I'll take one and show you an example. When I tried to pull on it to make my slip stitch tighter, I had to be really careful to not break it. So you want to be really gentle about tightening things. Yeah, knit and crochet group snacks, absolutely. What if you made crochet flowers to put on cupcakes, or just made little flowers out of these, or made little swatches? That little knit one would make a beautiful little swatch. And if you changed color on these, it would be, you could make, how about making a scarf for a gingerbread? That would be cute. Or making a little hat for a gingerbread man. I think that there are a bunch of different ways that you could really go crazy with this. And now I just like the idea of trying to figure out how many other foods we can do this with to incorporate our love for knitting and crochet into our love for being creative and cooking. So you can expect to see crochet rainbows for cake designs. Yes, yes, and kids parties, absolutely. So you would make this chain and make them into arches and make all the colors together. That would be absolutely stunning. Totally. And you could probably get different looks by changing your hook size or your needle size. I felt comfortable with a K crochet hook and with a size 10 knitting needle, which is comparably, so this is a 10.5, this is a 10. Those work really well for me, but you may want to fool around with that and see what works better for you. I wouldn't use your best knitting needles or crochet hooks. I would definitely start with something that's more of your basics, just in case you got them dirty and it was hard to keep them clean. Yes, Lisa, I think kids would love it, and I think that it would help. You know, sometimes kids are and are not interested in your crafts because they can't understand the application for it, but you add candy into the mix and I think you could definitely get them interested in learning how to knit and crochet. It's all in the bribe, right? Break off another, I didn't catch that. Hey Kim, we crocheted with licorice laces today and we knitted with it too. And I showed a sneak peek of some of the finished projects from my next book. So if you get a chance to go back and watch today's episode, you'll see we did lots of fun things today. And I talked about the earrings I'm wearing from 80 Handmade Gifts, and who knows, a bunch of other things. But we're almost out of time. So let's take this last minute here to look out on our magnificent view. If anybody has any questions about what I did today, please leave them for me in the recorded comments and I will reply to you for sure. But let's take a minute here to look out on this view, soak in the colors of this beautiful scenery and the sounds of the waves, and set our intentions for the day. Thanks so much, everybody, for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the sound of the waves, our little nature action when we first started today. Hope you enjoyed chatting with me and everyone else here. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!